Today we are doing a retro review, a bit of a blast from the past with this Transformers universe, part of the 25 years anniversary collection, a commemorative edition of the Decepticon agents, Insecticons. These are G1 Insecticon reissues. I believe this was originally released as a Toys R Us exclusive back when Toys R Us did not close yet. And yeah, I did have this set a few years ago, but I let it go. Big regret doing so. Anyway, I was lucky enough to find another one at a hobby shop in Singapore called Robo, and I got it for a good price. Let's get these bad boys out of packaging. And here are the G1 Insecticons out of the box. And you know what? When I was a kid, I honestly didn't think much of these guys. I would always tell my friends who had them, like, they don't look anything like in the cartoon, except maybe Kickback. But now that, I've been collecting for some time now, I've really grown to appreciate these G1 figures, particularly these Insecticons. And back in the day, it was so difficult to complete these guys because they were sold separately. And to be honest, I honestly don't know why they're being sold separately. It's just like the Seekers. They always have to come as a set. Now, obviously, they're missing the decals. I'm not a big fan of the stickers, but you can Google the images and what they look like. Their eyes are going to have stickers. They're going to have some, metallic stickers here and there on their knees and all that. I'm not honestly a big fan of that. I've had bad experiences when I was a kid. The stickers would always peel off. They'd always get chipped or whatever. I feel like they ruin the figure to a certain degree. Whereas if you keep them without the stickers, the figures actually do look pretty cool, even without the stickers. So we've got Kickback, we've got Shrapnel, I've always felt he was the leader, and we've got Bombshell. Bombshell looks to be the weirdest out of the three in terms of as a toy. He looks the most, there's so many gaps here and there because of transformation, but he is the biggest, he's the most massive out of the three. And I honestly think he's the coolest. Bombshell has always been my favorite. For the toys, I think these two do fare better than him. Now, they have plastic and die-cast pieces. Each of them have die-cast pieces on the front part of the torso. So this piece right here, plastic on the back, it's split into two, plastic and die-cast up in front. You can see that shine right there. That's the die-cast. Same thing with this one. Shrapnel has die-cast pieces here and then plastic at the back. And then Bombshell, the purple on his chest, that's the die cast. All the black pieces are the plastic. And what's also interesting is back in the day, there was a ton of vac metal chrome on the Transformers figures. You can see Kickback with, I think, the most chrome. Look at those wings. Then Shrapnel and Bombshell. See, Shrapnel and Bombshell's legs have chrome. Their weapons were chromed out. I mean, come on. These were so cool, just looking at them on display. Now, they don't really pose very well. Like, I don't think they have they do have a little bit of articulation on the leg. This one has a little bit of a reverse knee joint because of transformation. They will have these swivel shoulders, although on Bombshell, it's very tight. Shrapnel has a waist swivel because of transformation. He's got the arms and the feet. So lots of articulation actually for a G1 figure. Same with Kickback. You got feet and arms and no waist. Now this is what's been missing with the legacy figures. The cockpit. They've put some fake cockpit panels that sort of mimic the panels, but back in the old G1 toys, just like the Dinobots and some other the G1 Transformers, these G1 figures had cockpits, and they were originally, I think, in Japan, when they were sold as Diaclone figures, you'd put the Diaclone figure inside, and they'd act like vehicles. So hence, the wheels. Insect mode had wheels and all that. They were supposed to be vehicles in the Diaclone universe, but when they migrated to the Transformers universe, they got rid of the cockpit altogether, the functionality of the cockpit, and it just retained the cockpit because of the original mold. So great articulation. You got that cockpit gimmick, some die-cast pieces, and tons of chrome bits. What more can you ask for a G1 figure? Now, enough gushing. Let's bring in some comparisons. Here is, let's start with the universe or the Legends class Insecticons, which I still have in my collection. And you can see right here, you know what? I've realized right now how close they look like to their G1 counterparts. Well, except maybe for some liberties here and there, but the way they've been designed, even, you know, Shrapnel, you've got the stag beetle's horns right there, you got Kickback in the wings, Bombshell, even the head sculpt of this Bombshell looks very much like he did in G1. So I never really appreciated these Legends Insecticons till now, till I've gotten these, because when I had these, I think I'd already sold off my original set of G1 Insecticons, so I wasn't really able to appreciate how well these were made. But sadly, I think I'm gonna have to let go of these Legends once we've completed the Legacy Insecticons. Now, speaking of the Legacy figures, let's put in what we have so far. We have Kickback right here. And then we have the latest Insecticons from the Legacy Evolution line. We have Shrapnel. And like I mentioned earlier, these cockpit pieces right there are just fake cockpit pieces. They're just meant to mimic the original cockpits back in the old G1 toys. And now that I'm seeing the G1 figures side by side with the Legacy figures, I can now appreciate the effort that designers have undertaken to really try and make the figures, you know, get the G1 aesthetic and put them into Generations format. I do appreciate it better right now, particularly Shrapnel. And you can see the way the horns close in. It's the same way they do in G1. The weapon has this uncanny resemblance to the old G1 weapon. Same with Kickback, down to the head sculpt. I mean, they really did a good job. I mean, a lot of people have been complaining that these aren't really that great and all that, but personally, I really like these new Legacy Insecticons. And like I said, once I've completed all three, I'll probably get rid of the Legends Insecticons, because I think the Deluxe class, I think, is a better scale, and I think they're just better figures. So transformation, very simple, but we're gonna go slow. We're gonna be very tender and gingerly with these figures, because they're old figures, and when I transformed, they came packaged in alt mode, and I transformed them into robot mode. I could literally hear the plastic and the hinges screaming, not just squeaking, they were screaming. I honestly thought I would break them. Anyway, so remove the weapons. Let's start with Kickback. You split the arms this way. Put the antennae there. And then you fold out the feet this way. Rotate the whole shoulder assembly, and the wings gonna fold in this way. And then rotate the neck. Oh, he does have neck rotation, my bad. And then just fold up these hands. You see the transformation is so much like how the Legacy figures transform now. So just, they're very tight. I don't know why. So just being very careful. Okay. Oh. Ideally, I think it should be this way, but the instructions say just to keep them like this. So, okay. I guess that's the best I could do. I'm sorry I can't fold them anymore, but I feel I'm going to break it. But this is essentially his alt mode, his grasshopper or locust alt mode. And again, the wheels, because he's supposedly a vehicle. Very cool. I like it. I really do. Onto Shrapnel. Go ahead and remove the weapon. Go ahead and close the horns. I'll fold this out just for the time being, and then rotate very carefully. I cringe every time I'm transforming these guys. Okay, then fold up the legs, slide up the legs. Okay, and then these are going to stay right here. And then these pieces are going to fold up. And there you go. There he is in eagle mode. Pretty cool. All right, and finally, Bombshell. Remove the weapon. Okay. Close up the helmet, or the panel for the horn, or for the Rhino Beetle's horn. And then go ahead and fold the legs up like this. Rub symbol doesn't work anymore. And then this is the hardest part for the transformation with this figure, simply because it's really aged, and It's an old figure, and I just... Oh, come on. Okay, let's do this one first. I don't want to break it. Oh, okay. And then this one. Hopefully we can just... Oh, okay. Okay, survived that. And there he is, Rhino Beetle. And it rolls very nicely as well. Very, very cool looking Insecticons, and they kind of do look like how they look like in the cartoon, at least in vehicle mode or in insect mode. Man, I'm just really appreciating these figures now. Sorry to be gushing all the time, but now incidentally, I just wanted to point out these two figures have rub symbols on top of their insect modes, but Kickback, not entirely sure. I don't know if I missed it. I'm not seeing it. So somebody let me know where it should be, or is it part of the decal sheet that you need to apply somewhere? Let me know in the comments where his rub symbol should be. So now let's do some comparisons. Let's begin with the Legends Insecticons. So yeah, I mean, look at these guys. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I mean, look at Bombshell. Yeah, this is like a more stylized version of the G1 Insecticons. Look at Shrapnel. Definitely a much better looking stag beetle. And then look at Kickback. Yeah, okay. Still the same. I mean, Kickback was my least favorite, to be honest. I never really... I really was a big fan of it, but he was pretty okay. Okay, and now let's bring in Legacy versions, and wow. And a lot of people are telling me why Shrapnel looked like a block, like he looked like a mouse pad or like a taser gun. But I was telling them because that's what the G1 toy looked like. The same with Kickback. Kickback's transformation was very simplistic, and it just mirrored what happened in G1, what the design was back in G1. So yeah, now you can appreciate the G1 aesthetic that the new Legacy figures are sporting side by side with their G1 counterparts. So really all we need now is Bombshell to complete the trio, and we're all set. Some final thoughts on these commemorative edition G1 Insecticons 3-pack. I've honestly found a better appreciation for these figures. I think they're great. In my opinion, I think they rank in the top 10 best G1 Transformers. With, you know, you can put the Dinobots, Metroplex, G1 Optimus Prime, you can put Soundwave up there. And I think these guys, they deserve to be in the top 10 of best G1 Transformers figures. In today's standards, like I said, they might not be something spectacular because, you know, there's more technology now, there's better sculpts and all that. But back in the day, man, these were something else. And to this day, I think they hold up. I think they're still the original, you know, the original versions of the Insecticons, just like the Dinobots. I think they hold up to this day as still one of the best versions of the Insecticons. This entire set is going to get, I'm going to be very generous because of the nostalgia factor, and because there's just so much, you know, the quality put into this, like the vac metal, chrome, the die-cast pieces. We'll give it a 9 out of 10. I think this is the best way to get G1 Insecticons instead of hunting down these figures individually in their original packaging. You know, they're going to cost you an arm and a leg. This set, the Transformers Universe version, will do the same thing for you, and it will probably cost half the amount you will pay for each of them if you do track down the original versions. So with that, let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this Transformers Universe 25 years commemorative edition 3-pack of the G1 Insecticons Kickback, Shrapnel, and Bombshell. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my latest video reviews. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe Thanks for watching.